Once you understand this, everything in Spanish just clicks. The only word you need to know is logic. Okay? The reason why you're not able to think in Spanish, the reason why you're thinking in English and then trying to speak in Spanish is because of logic, okay? If you try to imagine what the word think means, like, what does it mean to think? Well, we know that has something to do with our brains. And one of the definitions of thinking is to actively use your mind to come to a conclusion. And in the Spanish learning context, it is using your mind to create a sentence. And so when you're thinking in English, you're using English logic to create Spanish sentences. And that is the issue, okay? If you've ever thought about, like, why is it that some people can speak so fast and fluently and, like, as though they've memorized it? The fact is that they haven't actually memorized it. I haven't memorized the sentence I just said. I don't have, like, a script in front of me, no. It's just that I have the logic to create that sentence, and so I think, aka I actively use logic in my mind to create that sentence, and then I say it. The same thing applies in Spanish, where if you're thinking in English logic, you're thinking in English and then you're saying something in Spanish, the logic is not there. And when the logic isn't there, you will fundamentally make mistakes, okay? If you don't know, I was born and raised in Sweden, and I've gone to many international schools where there are people who weren't really born here, and a lot of them speak English and then they speak Swedish as a second language. A mistake that a lot of people make is trying to say, for example, where, for example, the word for in Swedish you'd think would be för, which in some situations it is. And then the word for example is exempel. And so a lot of international students would make this mistake of för exempel, to say for example, when in reality in Swedish we say till exempel. And so there you can see how using English logic in another language will almost always hurt your fluency. If you want to start learning Spanish for free, then check my bio.